Hey, what's up guys? It's Nathan, and in this video we are going to go through some box step-ups and some box step-up variations. These are fantastic for building some leg strength, and particularly for isolating out the legs as well. So I definitely have had some clients, for example, who may have injured upper body and they're looking to, or even lower body, but they're looking to slowly regain their strength and build it back up. These are great because they can also be done indoors. Most people have steps in their houses, so just going up the stairs. So I'm just going to do it on the box, but you can equally do this on your stairs at home as well. So first we're just going to have a look at the standard straight facing forward step up onto the box. What I see most people do, not necessarily wrong, but if we want to really focus on loading up the leg and particularly the quad as well, if I get a push off and I use the back leg, so this is going to be really easy, just coming up and coming down, okay, because it's quite dynamic. So what we want to do, if we're trying to load up the muscle a little bit more, we want to set a good position and we want to focus on isolating out one leg. So instead of kind of using both legs to help me drive up, I'm going to focus on just using one leg. So I'm going to step onto the box with one foot, get a good position, make sure it's grounded. And then what I want to do is I want to load all my body weight onto that front leg, okay? So I want to feel everything onto here, okay? And then this back leg I can kind of just hover, and then I'm driving up, okay? And I want to fully extend at the top, so I want to try and feel my quad engaging. So I want to really push down and try and tense up when I get onto the box. So from here again, set, load up, drive, push down. Nice. Load up, drive. Okay, if we want to make that a little bit more demanding, we can then focus on the eccentric phase of that as well. So we can come down nice and slowly. So that would look like the same. So I'm going to come here. I want to lean forward, load up, so I can feel this quad. Most of my weight's in here. I can feel it engaging. I want to lean it, eyes up, drive up. And now I want to go nice and slow. I want to try and tap the heel on the floor. Okay, so if I go heel, that's going to be the hardest version. If I go toe, that'll be easier. So here, if I just tap the toe down, I'm not getting as much range. If I go to heel, get a bit more range, drive back up. Okay, so I'll just show you on the other leg as well. So once I've start position, I'm going to control it, tap. So all of the work is being done on the front leg. Pushing back, weights on there so I can hover. Okay, another really good exercise if you want to make it more demanding, you can just do an isometric hold. So I might come onto the box, try to lower down, let the back foot just hover off the ground. Okay, so I'm not touching the floor, all the weight's still on this front leg here. Okay, and I might try and hold that for a period of time. Okay, so that would just be an isometric kind of loaded single leg load. So here, lift off, get that whole position, and you might start off with say 5 to 10 seconds and build it up, build it up, build it up. The next way we can progress this without adding weights or anything into the equation is by simply increasing the height. So if you're at home and you're doing this on your stairs, for example, you can do 2 levels. So all I'm going to do now is add on this lovely extra box, okay? So now I'm getting more of an angle. You can see it's going to be a lot harder for me to load up. Okay, I'm getting a lot more range of motion. Similar to when you're doing a squat, the deeper you go in that squat, the harder it's going to be to drive and explode back up, out. Okay, same on here, just working that single leg. So, same as what you would do on the stairs at home, you can go 2 stairs up instead of just 1. Same deal here, I want to load up, get my weight onto it, and I'm trying to really focus on just using that leg to get up there. Nice and control. Again, if we want to do the slow eccentric, you can see a little bit harder for me now, and get that drive back up again. One of the key things on here, it's okay for your knee to drive forwards. However, what we don't want is the heel coming off. So we want to try and keep that heel nice and flat on the ground or on our step. Okay, I can get that knee drive forwards to load up. And I want to come onto the ball of the foot on the back so that I'm not getting that push and drive off that back leg. So if I load here, Bang, drive up, nice squeeze. Control it, control it, control it. Drive up. Okay, once you have mastered that, once you've done, you can do those box step ups quite comfortably, then you can start thinking about, if the goal is strength, you can add some dumbbells into your hands, or you might have put a rucksack on, any way of adding some external load. However, I would say before you can do that, try and work up to at least kind of 90-degree position where you can lean in, drive up. If you can do 10 to 12 quite comfortably, really working on the slow eccentrics as well, then you can start to load up a bit more. If we wanted to try and focus more on power on these box step ups, then particularly if we're doing it on something like this or at the gym, we can try and maybe add like a high knee component to it. So instead of simply loading and kind of coming up slowly into there, we might go a bit more dynamic. Okay, I might set into a running position where I load up, bang, try and finish it nice and tall before I reset. Okay, so again on the other side, load up, opposite arm to leg, bang, drive up, try and get my balance and stability, squeezing my butt and my glute, nice control down. Okay, so we're working kind of different things. If we're going nice and fast, we're working on that powerful concentric kind of push down, explode up. If we want to work on more stability and control, we want to work on coming down from that position. We want to focus more on kind of our eccentric, coming down nice and slowly. Okay. Again, once we get comfortable, we can add some dumbbells in. Still try and keep the same, so I'm still trying to load. Focus on that front leg, so I'm really making it a single leg exercise and not getting that push off the back leg. So next up, we're going to look at another low box variation. And this one is just doing it, instead of being front on, we're looking now at a lateral position. So it's just going to change the demands of the exercise a little bit. In particular, making sure that knees stay nice and stable. So for this one, it's exactly the same. I want to be side on, and imagine again, you can do this on the stairs at home. You're going to load up that position. So I want weight on that leg. So essentially, that right leg is doing all the work here. Controlling down, drive up. If we want to focus this more on quads, we're going to try and keep this leg more out in front of us. So the leg that's not on the box, I'm going to try and focus on kind of pushing that down out in front. Okay, so I'm driving it. It's more similar to a kind of pistol squat position where I drive the knee forwards, control it down, drive up. If we want to focus more on kind of the glutes, then we're going to take the side leg further back. So instead of coming out in front now, the more I go back here, and if I try and tap heel down, I'm going to start switching. I'm going to feel it a little bit more in my glute. So if I switch these side on, okay, so if I go further back, the more I load back here and I push back, I'm going to get that loading through the glute on my left side. Same on here, right side, if I switch it. So you can see this, getting that fired up, loading backwards, 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 and I can drive through, okay? The slower and more controlled, the more my knee's going to have to stabilize, the more my glutes getting working as well, especially when I'm loading up. If we want to do that quad position again, so here, if we want to load up the quads a little bit more on that standing leg, okay, I'm driving this knee forwards, trying to keep the heel flat, tap, and drive out from there. Coming down, driving forwards, stabilizing, tap, and drive out, okay? So that's some different variations on there. Also, we can work just the step up. So if I'm here, bang, drive up, nice control down. Drive up, nice control down. Okay, same as with our front on step up. We can then add another box, increase the height of it. It's going to make it a bit more demanding. So if I add this box on now, okay, we can work same thing. So foot on, make sure it's a nice stable surface. If I want to load up quads more, I'm going to go in forwards and driving up. Okay, and as I come down, very demanding, quite high now. Okay, I'm going to try and push that out in front of me. Okay, so you can see on here, A big part of this as well is kind of ankle mobility if I'm going out in front. Because if I'm going out in front, we need really good ankle mobility on that standing leg. However, if I came more to the side, I can get in there and drive up. If I want to go further back, then I don't need as much ankle mobility. So if I'm on here and I take that leg back a bit more, and I load up through the glutes, I can push and drive up. Once again, we can do more of a sprinter's high knee, checking for stability on here. Okay, so if I'm set position, load up, core tight, bang, driving through nice and stable. Controlling back down, I can load up slow, set, bang, drive up, nice and stable. Okay, so that is a lateral box step up. Again, you can do that with weights, so you can do it with weights in here, driving up, if you wanted to make it a little bit more of a strength exercise once you've started to master the basics. For most people, if you're going down nice and slowly and working on the control, as long as you're doing it on a quite high box, that's probably going to be quite advanced for you. Only when you've got a bit more strength and you build that up, then can you progress to adding weights and other things into the lift. So that is some box step up variations, how to do them properly to make sure you're actually really loading up the muscle. I hope that you found it useful. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you would like to see more tutorials and videos to help you with your training. Thanks for watching, team.